I've got the book Lily's Purple Plastic Purse by Kevin Henkes, and I'm going to show you how to read this book with your child so that you get the most out of reading comprehension. This book is perfect for like kindergartner, first, second grade. The only difference is you might be reading it to your kindergartner, your second grader might be reading it to you. So the themes in this book are really great, and they're developed clearly and beautifully and in just a lovely story. But themes are impulse control, responsibility, processing big emotions, making amends and forgiveness, and also the value of mentorship. All right, jumping in, our first question. Okay, this is after the book introduces Mr. Slinger. A character development question. Who are the main characters and what are they like? So the first 2 pages clearly establish Lily as a little mouse who just loves school, lovely kid, loves school, loves everything about school. And it describes Mr. Slinger here as basically the teacher that every parent wants their kids to have. He's just a really excellent teacher, does a great job, kids love him. So character development, that's who's who. Next question, jumping forward a couple pages. Character relationship. How do Lily's actions show how she feels about Mr. Slinger? This is just establishing that Lily thinks Mr. Slinger is just the best thing on the earth. She freaking loves her teacher. And a lot of her actions demonstrate that. So these last 2 pages, it's simply like what she does in school because she just loves her teacher so much. So that's just establishing their relationship at the beginning. Next page. All right, more character development. How has Lily changed since the beginning of the story? So that goes with this page. Weekend to come, she goes shopping with her grandma and she gets these awesome sunglasses and this great purple plastic purse that actually plays music when you open the purse. So things that do not belong in school. Glamorous sunglasses and a purse that plays music. So that's what's changed. That's it. She's just got these cool things that she just loves. Character relationship question. How are Lily and Mr. Slinger making things worse for each other? You could ask that question in the same way, in a different way. In a central idea way, what problems are they facing? What is getting in their way? Okay, so now they are not making things easier for each other. They are creating problems for each other. Lily has brought the purse to school, and she just wants to show everybody. It's reading time. She wants to show everybody. It's what is this, like spelling time? I don't know, some kind of lesson, and she's raising her hand, wants to talk about her purse. They're doing I don't know, just another lesson. This lesson looks like it's about cheese. And she just wants to show her purse. She cannot hold it in anymore. She stands up, interrupts the lesson, and talks about her purse. So Mr. Slinger is making things hard for Lily because he is not letting her show her purse during his teaching lessons. And Lily is making things harder for Mr. Slinger because she continuously insists that she wants to show her purse. She's just so excited. She just like is bubbling over with excitement. So tension in the character relationship, getting to the central idea, they are creating problems for each other, and they are making things worse for each other. They're getting in each other's way. Next question. Interpreting words and phrases. So on this page, you're going to see the words sad, angry, and furious. Which words help you experience the story in a more powerful way? I think those are nice word choices. Those are words that a kid's going to understand very easily, but it shows the elevation of the plot. So angry is worse than sad, furious is worse than angry. So with words, they showed how her feelings escalated and became more intense. And the tone, what changed is the tone of the words, because these can be similar words, but the tone of the words changed. So with the increase in the tone and the increase of the severity, we see the increase in the plot tension. And that is achieved through these words, sad, angry, furious. So you can just point out that those words show the escalating of the plot. All right, integrating visuals. This is where Lily's got the letter, big, fat, mean, Mr. Slinger. Okay, how do the pictures and words together help us understand what is happening? This letter and picture is not described in the text, so like without it, you wouldn't see that she really did write a pretty mean letter and draw a really mean picture of her teacher, and then she put it in his bag to take home. So yeah, she's getting even. She's getting mad and she's getting even. Character development. What problem does Lily think she's facing? What problem is she actually facing? I think this is really important for a kid to understand in like a third person removed kind of way. Lily thinks the problem that she's facing is that her teacher is suddenly being very mean and unfair to her. What problem is she actually facing? She had unreasonable expectations of what was going to happen in school. She doesn't realize that she was like interrupting this guy's job and the education of all of her classmates. So the problem she thinks she's facing is very different from the problem she's actually facing. And for a kid, in this situation, it's really easy to see that from like a third person outside looking in. To realize that the problem you think you're facing is not always the problem you are actually facing. Okay, analyze point of view. How do different characters see the same event differently? Okay, so we already know that Lily was like really angry, furious, did mean things to Mr. Slinger to get even for what he did to her at school, took her purse. But the same event Mr. Slinger saw in a completely different light. Like, he knew Lily as a kid. He's like, she's excited about this stuff. She's having a hard time making good decisions, but like, she's a kid. She's allowed to do that. I'm gonna talk to her and immediately forgive her. So this same situation, like, Lily's feeling simply awful for what she did. She's done something awful, and she doesn't realize that like her teacher, Mr. Slinger, is seeing this in a completely different light. So the same event, her purse got taken, they are experiencing it in completely different ways. So point of view is important here. Lily's experience of this day is completely different from Mr. Slinger's experience of the day. Mr. Slinger immediately forgave. Lily does not know that that happened. She got angry and was mean, and now she's regretting that. Okay, central idea. How does Lily go about solving the problem? Okay, so now Lily has a new problem. Her new problem is that she was mean to a teacher who was nothing but nice to her. So she feels very sad, very guilty. She starts by punishing herself, and then she writes a letter, and she goes one step farther. She tells her parents everything, and she asks her parents to like bake a snack that she can come in, bring to Mr. Slinger, and just like make this, you know, like big apology with a gift. So at first she goes about solving the problem by like punishing herself, and then she's proactive and she writes the letter and she does all those things. So that's how she goes about solving the problems, 2 different ways. All right, integrating visual information. How do the pictures and words work together to help us understand what is happening? Here, the author illustrator did a creative thing with the words here. It says really, 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 I don't know, maybe like 16 times. And they made this little S shape with it. So like, that's a choice. That's an author's craft thing. That's an illustrator craft thing. And obviously it just emphasizes how really, really sorry she is. So like they could have just printed really like 24 times, but they made this artistic thing to kind of emphasize how deeply very sorry she is. I'm just making sure I didn't miss something because that paper fell. Okay, I think we're good. All right, next one. Character development. How does Lily cope with different feelings at first and later? So this is going to make you recall how she coped with this whole problem at first and how she coped with this problem later. So at first, of course, she coped with the problem by being very sad. Then she was very angry. Then she was furious. Then she kind of lashed out, drew that nasty picture, wrote that nasty letter, and actually put it in her teacher's bag so that he could find it. So she was mean. She went through phases, then she was mean. Now how is she coping with her feelings? She was very sad, that she realized she was mean to her favorite teacher. So at first she punished herself, and then she became proactive. So each of these difficult feelings that Lily faces with, there's like the first way she deals with it, and then like in the end how she deals with it. So like she goes through like, you know, like whole phases of emotions as she's dealing with these problems that arise and these feelings that arise. So you can see, like, you know, when you deal with one problem, it's not just one emotion that you feel, it's often many, and you go through and you feel all the feelings. All right, next page, character relationship. How does Mr. Slinger make things better or worse for Lily? Mr. Slinger, basically, he just immediately forgives her like any teacher would. Mr. Slinger knows that she is just a kid. He knows what was going on, and he immediately forgives her. So he makes things better for her. More specifically, he shows that he's a trusting adult. He shows Lily that you can make a big mistake, you can make a mess of that big mistake, and then you can come around and like really show that you're doing the right thing, like recognizing your mistake, asking forgiveness, whatever, and like come around and like nothing's going to be held against you. So he really shows her that you can trust an adult to forgive you when you make a mistake, and you like really recognize that you make a mistake. So he's demonstrating like you can trust adults. I'm a good mentor. You can trust me. I understand you, and I'm not going to hold things against you, you know, when like he knows what's going on. All right, central idea. What message, lesson, moral does the author want the reader to take away? It's very similar to this. One of the biggest lessons is like that value of a trusted adult, that value of mentorship, that you can mess up and you can like try to right your wrong, and that trusted adult in your life is going to immediately still be there for you. So making amends, making forgiveness with that trusted adult is a reliable emotional thing. Like you can rely on that. Also, how she processed big emotions. Lily might not understand that, but we, third person from the outside, we can look at how she has, you know, started with this emotion, went to this, and then like, you know, the full gambit of emotions Lily has felt in this book. So she's processing big emotions and things are coming out just fine at the end. And of course we see that her impulse control is what caused these problems in the first place, and responsibility is what caused these problems in the first place. She shouldn't have had her pink purse out in school like that, but she just couldn't help it. So this gets to central ideas: impulse control, responsibility, processing big emotions, making amends and forgiveness, and like the value of mentorship and a trusted adult. All right, last question. Character development. What has Lily learned at the end of this story? Consciously, Lily has probably learned nothing, but subconsciously, again, Lily has learned that to trust the adults in her life. She can mess up, she can make amends, and the adults in her life are still going to be there and forgive her like that, and like not hold a grudge against her. So she has learned that it is safe to mess up, it is safe to make a mess of that mistake, and it is safe to go back, ask forgiveness, make amends, and do the right thing, and then go on with your life and be happy. So that is it for Lily's Purple Purse by Kevin Henkes. Go get this book from the library and have a lot of fun reading it and getting all of these great lessons out of the book when you read it with your child.